So we understood what are the forces actually acting on the vehicle when vehicle tried to move forward. The first force we understood is air drag force. The second force what we understood is the rolling resistance force. The third force when vehicle is trying to climb on the inclined road, and that's where this force will come into picture, and we call it the gradient force. And the fourth force when the vehicle is trying to accelerate, let's say from 0 to 100 kmph, and that's where this force will come into picture. And by the way, this is total acceleration. So let's see which forces are dominant in each driving modes. So first driving mode where user or you or myself are trying to accelerate my vehicle. When this red signal turns green, let's say we are trying to accelerate from 0 to 100 kmph. So what about the air drag force? So at initial, this force will not be dominant. Let's say when vehicle is going from 0 to 10 kmph, 30 kmph, that time this force will be negligible. But when it reaches towards the end of the speed, for an example, from 60 kmph, 70 kmph, 80 kmph, finally 100 kmph, at that time this force will be dominant, and hence in this driving modes this force is going to be there. The rolling resistance is of course is going to be there in all driving mode. Now what about the gradient force? Since we are driving our vehicle on the flat road or zero gradient road, this force is going to be zero. And of course we here the main goal of driving is to accelerate the vehicle, and hence there is going to be the total acceleration force, and this force will be the dominant force in this driving mode. Now the next driving mode is the where user or myself or you are going at the max speed, which is the constant speed on the highway for long duration, for example 3 hours, 4 hours. So in this case the dominant force will be the air drag force. There is going to be of course rolling resistance force, and again the gradient force will not be there because we are driving on the flat road, and we are going at the constant speed, which is the max speed. We are not trying to accelerate in this driving mode, and hence the acceleration force or total acceleration force will be zero. Now the third driving mode where vehicle is trying to climb on the gradient road or on the hilly road. So the typical requirement of this climbing is something like this. So how we define it, there is going to be the length of the road around 20 meter, and vehicle has to start here at zero speed, and within the 10 second it should reach at this point or at the end of the inclined road. So the speed of the vehicle is will be very less when it reaches here, and hence there will be very negligible drag force. Of course there's going to be the rolling resistance force here, and the dominant force in this driving mode is going to be the gradient force because we're trying to climb on this hilly road. And of course we are going from 0 to some speed at the end of this inclined road, which means that the car is trying to accelerate, and of course there is going to be the some amount of acceleration force. Now the fourth driving mode where a vehicle is going on inclined road or hilly road at the constant speed, for example 60 kmph or 70 kmph. So of course the speeds are kind of 60 kmph, 70 kmph, and there is going to be the air drag force in this condition. Of course rolling resistance is going to be there, and we are driving the car on the inclined road or a gradient road, and hence this force is going to be there. And we are not trying to accelerate our vehicle, we are going at the constant speed, so this force will be zero. So with this we understood that which force are dominant in which driving mode, and which will help us to calculate the amount of power or torque required in each driving mode.